Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello, and welcome to my second members show. Woohoo! Yeah, welcome. Obviously, it's your chance. You don't have to. If you want to come on and you're a member, the link is in the community section of my channel page. Come on, have your say, talk about whatever you want. Really. I mean, it's the last one before Christmas, so yeah, you can talk about Father Christmas if you want. Whatever you want to do, the show is yours to direct it in whichever way you like. But yeah, if you want to come on, you're welcome. All I ask is you have your camera on and you're nice and kind and polite. Otherwise, I will boot you off. But I'm sure there's nobody who'd ever be anything like that in my chat because you're all lovely. So before we continue, my last message was that. Big up Dermatron over at THFC Till I Die, who became a YouTube member. Please go over and sub to Dermot and Philip. Very positive, happy channel. And Jimbo and I are on there on Saturday night at 9 p.m. for their podcast. So, thank you, Dermot, for the membership. Big up to you. Big up to Jimbo, who says, hi, Kate, you gorgeous lady. Big up to you, Jim, first member in the house. And then AJ, Kate Splat. Big up, AJ. Second member in the house. Big up to you. Big up, Lee Smithy Smith. Always a pleasure to see you. Hope you are doing well. Big up to Jose. Big up to you. Another member. Merry Christmas, our lovely and festive Katie. Yeah, although I have got my brewing what's it's on today, t-shirts in support of the cough. But yes, obviously, what is it? What's the date today? 14th. So it's 11 days till Christmas. Sunday, I'm taking my boy to the cinema to see our traditional Christmas viewing of Elf. At half time, an organ comes out. It's a real traditional World War I cinema. They play Christmas songs. They put the words up on the screen. We all have a sing song. Santa turns up. Oh, I can't wait. Elf is just like my fave. Big up Kate and chat. It was a good win by Spurs. I forgot how it feels when your team wins. Yeah, big up Tracy. Hope you're doing good despite your failings as a football club at the moment. AJ says, I've got the link debating coming on as I'm not overly fond of speaking on camera as I feel rough and currently look like somebody. Do you know what, AJ? What I will say is you can come in the back, show me your camera, wave at me, let me know that it's you and you're not a troll or somebody who's going to expose themselves on my screen because I'll find you. And then if you want to then come on and talk, I will allow you to turn your camera off after. So it's entirely up to you. Good afternoon, Nick Brown, another member in the house. I hope you're doing well. Looking forward to your premiere. What premiere is this? What premiere is this? I need to know. Explain yourself, Jose. Have I missed something? What's Jim premiering on? Obviously, starting next Monday, we've got our Christmas shows at lunchtime, although Wednesdays will be at 7 p.m. And it's a combination of Just a Girl Loves Spurs and also the Coffee Company featuring two special messages from Paul Stewart. And on the rest of the days, it's going to be a Christmas festive show. And we will also have messages from Spurs legends, but I'm not going to tell you whom. But I've got another 5 that I will slot in over the next week. So starting Monday, don't miss it. 12:45, and then obviously, like I say, Wednesdays is at 7. But they're all scheduled, so smash the notifications bell, and it will tell you when we come on. Jim says, yes, Jim's is the fifth day, and I think today was the 3rd day on Mia's channel. Spurs Between the Lines. Again, if you've not subscribed, please go over and do so. Jimbo's the 5th, and I am the 6th. So exposing myself. Now, there's an idea, laugh out loud. You know what? You never know in this community. It's been done more than once, AJ. So, but like I say, when you actually come on, I can see your little thumbnail. If you give me a wave, say hi, and then I'll let you on. And if you want to turn your camera off, that's absolutely fine. I've just got to be a little bit careful, obviously, because of YouTube rules and this sort of thing. Kate exposes herself every time she wears her Santa hat. Why? Why do I get all this hate with this Santa hat? I thought it was really sweet. I actually thought it was cute. I don't think I'm going to wear it anymore. And you can spin it. Look. Oh, I feel like a helicopter. Oh, yeah, I just thought it was a little bit unusual, but I'm getting called penis head and all sorts. So maybe it's not as cute as I thought. Um, but yeah, obviously, massive game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. I think it kicks off. Big up, Leo. Absolutely loved your 12 Days of Christmas with Mia that premiered about half an hour ago. Absolute legend, Leo. Massive respect to you. You've obviously got the link, so you're welcome to come on, obviously, again. Good day, Mick Dundee. Hope you're doing good. It's not hate, Kate, it's love. Okay, it's top shelf. Sorry, that was a terrible laugh. I think Xerxes would be the perfect replacement for Harry Kane. He's cheap, young, tall, and he would score a lot of goals. Maybe, but we kind of had this whole hype around Gift Orban, and then he's just had a poxy season. So, but I guess we're going to have to take a chance on somebody at some point and see. You can't replace Harry Kane. I think all us Spurs fans know that. It's just trying to get somebody in with a different that gives us a different option to Sonny and Richie, and is a bit more clinical in front of goal. But as we all know, buying a striker is not easy. I personally think he'd go down the more creative midfielder role that is more flexible, like a Johnson that can play on the wing, play in the middle, play up front. Because Ange seems to like utilising players that can play in multiple positions. So that's the route I see him going. But obviously, what do I know? I'm just an old woman that does YouTube. We shall see. The proof will be indeed in the pudding and the Christmas pudding. I know you are, Nick. I'm only playing. What was I going to say? Oh, it's gone. This is what I was like. I spent 4 hours on FaceTime to my sister yesterday because we haven't spoken for a long time, and I just kept forgetting things. I don't know if it's because I'm blonde or because it's getting old, or if it's because of a mixture of both. But it is what it is. So anyway, as I was saying, massive game tomorrow night against Forest. Very significant for Brennan Johnson going back to Nottingham Forest. I hope and pray he has an absolute worldie of a game. Just for his own confidence, and it's always nice to go back to the club where you started or made your name and put on an excellent performance. So yeah, if you want to come on, we can talk about that, or we can just talk about Angie's season so far, what we make of it. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Oh, we can talk about Christmas presents. Big up, Nita. I hope things are okay with you. Obviously, I saw your message. You are missed when you're not in the chat, but you've got to look after you and yours and make sure everybody is safe, happy, well, healthy. But know that we are always here and always thinking of you. And I hope everything is a little bit easier for you at the moment than it has been. While I've got no guests, big up Drew Lala, another member. I hope you're well, darling. The link is out there if you want to come on. Kate, if you had to choose between Jimenez, Gurasi, and Vlahovic, who would you take? Oh, that's so difficult. I think I'd probably go for Jimenez, you want to know the truth. But I'm not sure. Oh, we've got our first guest. AJ's in the back. Let me add AJ to the stage. Big up, AJ. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good. You do not look rough at all. Not one bit.
I do. I
Don't
do. I'm in
tell fibs.
desperate
Don't
need of a
tell
shave.
fibs. Don't tell fibs. You look absolutely lovely. You're just rocking the Santa Claus look, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
If Santa were ginger.
If Santa were ginger, yeah, well, he might be. He might actually have been ginger, but where he's got old, he's now white. And Jimbo's joined us as well, so big up Jimbo.
Big up Jim. Big up Kate.
Yeah, you're right, AJ and Kate. Well, I come on because you had nobody. But if people start coming off, I'll go off.
That's all right.
Don't you go anywhere, Jim.
Yeah, you can't now. Look, you've been
Can I
told.
answer that question about the three players?
Yes, of course you
Oh,
can.
that Gurasi, he looks a proper. Is that how you pronounce his name?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, he looks a proper player. I was watching clips on him this morning. He looks a proper player, and I think he'd fit in with us fantastic.
Have you got any thoughts on this, AJ? Give Jimenez, Gurasi, and Vlahovic, who you take out the three?
I definitely wouldn't take Vlahovic.
No,
Definitely
nor
wouldn't.
me. Nor me.
Basically, I trust Ange. Whoever
Yeah.
Ange identifies, it's all well and good us sitting here going, "Oh, this guy's better." This guy. A, we don't have all the data, and B, we're not the manager. So he hasn't got it wrong so far,
Yeah.
with the exception of Fulham. With the exception of Fulham in the cup, he hasn't got it wrong so far. And anybody he seems to identify for his system seems to hit the ground running. Other players, unfortunately, he's stuck with and he has to use, but the ones that he seems to want, absolutely amazing. So whoever he identifies, I'm sure will be absolutely amazing.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Yeah, I totally agree. As long as Ange gets who he wants, I don't really care who it is. I just want him to be happy. Big up Bobby K. Good to see you as always. And also Jazz Fusion and Ash, who have all come in. Good to see you guys. What I did want to talk about is Ange Postecoglou, his season so far. I mean, obviously at the minute we can see that he's actually having a barbecue at AJ's house. Which is quite interesting. It's nice to see him taking some time out to, chill and put some shrimps on the barbie. But what do you make of his season so far, AJ? And what sort of rating do you give him? If I had to give you a rating out of 10 for his season so far?
Out of 10, I'd probably give him at least an 8.5. He hasn't done everything right, but it's his first season. It's his first season implementing a totally new style into a team that has been playing the worst football I have seen Tottenham play in years. So he's trying to undo all that whole mindset, that negative mindset, whilst integrating new players into the team. So he's got his hands full, and he hasn't got everything right, but you can't look at him and not be impressed by what the man's achieved in 6 months. You can't anybody, I don't care who you support, anybody that looks at him and doesn't think he's ready for the league, they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't got a clue. The man has achieved success in any league that he's been in. You get people saying, "Oh, he's only done it in Japan. He's only done it in Australia. He's only done it, the level of competition." But the level of competition is the level of competition. Like in the Premier League, you'll get Liverpool's, Chelsea's, City's, Arsenal's. They all compete with each other, yeah. In other leagues, in your Japanese leagues, in your Australian leagues, it's all comparative. That the level of competition is what it is, and to still be at that level, to still win, to still succeed across all those different leagues, you can't be a shit manager. You can't not know what you're talking about. And he's proven it. He's already said, I think he said he's a season ahead so far, the way Tottenham are playing. We're a season ahead of what he thought we would be. He thought it would take a time. And Ange's teams are always better in that second season once the whole philosophy has taken root. Everyone knows what they're doing and it becomes second nature. And you can still see throughout the games, we've outplayed every single team we've played against. Not through the whole game, but fits and spurts, different, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 45 minutes here. Every team we've played, we have dominated at some point. You could argue that the results that have gone against us have been unfortunate. I think they have. Would we have lost the way we've lost if we'd have had 11 men on the pitch? Our first team? I don't think so. But I think he's doing an amazing job, and it is so refreshing to see a manager like him at our club when you've had the likes of Mourinho and Conte, who they play such Jurassic, outdated football that only works. A, if you've got the money, and B, if you're at one of the top teams with the top players to fit that system, and we never have.
Yeah, good answer, AJ. Good answer. Big up Dermatron. I already know what Dermot's answer is going to be to this absolutely important question. And I already know what his rating is going to be, but I'm going to ask you anyway, Derm. What do you make of Ange Postecoglou's season so far, and what marking out of 10 would you give him up to this point?
Let me think. It's a tough one, Nestin. I'm very divisive on Ange Postecoglou. I think it's brilliant. I mean, I agree with everything AJ says. I'm a massive Celtic fan as well, and I saw what he did up at Celtic. So me and Philip sort of knew what we were getting when the rumours ran about Ange coming to manage Tottenham. I think we're playing the best football I've seen us play in years, and I even put that ahead of the Poch years. I think we're playing better football now than we played then. For me, it's bringing me back to the 80s, how we played under Keith Birkinshaw, how we sort of played that attacking Tottenham way of football. And Ange has got them playing in a way that they believe in themselves. They believe in the shirt. They believe in the passion, the badge. And we seem to be all as one at the moment. The players, the fans, the club. All right, we do have our problems up in the boardroom, but hopefully now he's learnt lessons and he will back Ange. But I just think this season we've got a good chance of getting Champions League this season, possibly winning an FA Cup if the lot goes our way. But next season we're going to be a force up there. Next season we are going to be a force, and I think we've got the first time in a long, long time we can actually match the 61 side. I truly believe that. I truly believe Ange is a reincarnation of Bill Nick and Arthur Rowe put into one. And
he's rivaling you for optimism.
Yeah, Jim together.
Love it.
I
absolutely love it.
I do feel that because I've been supporting Tottenham now for over 40 years, and I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. But I keep going back to the 80s. This reminds me so much of the 80s. You've got James Maddison, who could be a little bit like Glenn Hoddle. We need a Garth Crooks or Steve Archibald up front. I think we've got the midfield. We need another, probably Chris Hughton or a Steve Perriman at the back sort of thing. But I think Ange is going in the right way. And I think his philosophy is working. I think the lot of the football he's played this season has been fantastic. We haven't got it right all the time. But I agree with AJ. We have outplayed teams in bits of games. But it will get there. And it's about getting out the deadwood. It's about bringing in the players that fit Ange's system and then watch us go. Just watch us go.
Right, Nick.
So how many out of 10 do you give it, Dermot?
I'm going to give him 9 out of 10.
Oh, Dermot, 9 out of 10. Are you serious?
Oh, hello, Mr. I don't know what to call you. Go on, Nick. Go on, come on then. Give us your take.
Come on, we can't be calling out 9 out of 10 when we've played for like 3 months or whatever we've played. Come on, guys. Come on.
No, but we're doing the season so far of how he's changed
the season so far. So look, I think it all comes down to if Ange is backed and Ange is at this football club. If Ange is backed and Ange is at this football club, then we're going to do good things. History.
Yeah, but we're doing the season so far, not the future.
I know. I'm just saying. But let's not. I don't want everyone to get carried away. Let's get carried away because we're playing better football. I'm excited to go. I don't know about anyone else, but to go and watch a game of football, I'm excited to go to Tottenham now. I'm not. I think that's what it's done is it's brought the fans back in, falling in love with the club, right? And I think that's the most important thing in the engagement that we've had. I actually don't think, apart from 2 or 3 games, that we've played amazing, which just goes to show what we can do, right? So, look, I don't think we could. I think January is going to be tough. I think the summer is going to be the marker. But look, I think for where we were to where we are now, it's better, it's exciting, but it all comes down to whether he's backed in. We've seen some tough games. It's going to get tougher in January with AFCON and Sonny going on the 31st of December. So potentially, I mean, what we hope is that South Korea get knocked out and Pape Matasar and Yves Basuma are coming home early. So that kind of doesn't do it. We get James Maddison back and Romero stops being Romero and then we should be okay. But, I don't know. It's been good. I don't think it's been as amazing as some people are saying. I'm not saying that they're wrong because that's their opinion, but I don't know the guy in the top right-hand corner. We haven't dominated every game or parts of every game. We were awful. I think we dominated for 3 minutes when we scored, and that was.
I didn't say. Please don't take what I say out of context because I love getting carried away with how Ange is doing and what we could achieve. But I'm also quite grounded. I said there have been parts of games where no team, we've outplayed teams. We've done it with City,
Oh
we've
yeah,
done it with
100%. But
Liverpool,
Yeah.
and that was my
100%.
statement. That was my statement.
20 minutes. I don't think. I think our best game, it was the Newcastle game, without a shadow of a doubt. I think we probably, from minute one to up until Højbjerg gave the ball away, I think we dominated that game, right? For whatever reason. You could argue Newcastle were tired, whatever. It doesn't matter. They've got injuries, we've got injuries. Everyone's got injuries with VAR playing and everything. I think Newcastle was our best game.
Right.
And I think Arsenal at the Emirates was, we played well. United second half, we played well. I'm not saying you're saying we dominated whatever. I think, Chelsea, if that second Sonny goal was onside and we keep 11 men on the pitch, I think we absolutely destroy them.
Absolutely.
It's just unfortunate that it's been, and I also think, and people can agree, disagree, I also think Romero's a very lucky boy that he didn't get sent off at the weekend. So
100%.
And I think there's, and I also think what we've got before Leo comes in, also I think what we've got is we've got the refs. I think we've got the FA and we've got VAR against us because of what happened against Liverpool. I genuinely cannot understand some of seeing the games in the stadium and the games on TV. I genuinely don't understand what the referees are seeing, and that is also hurting us because of what happened against Liverpool. Okay, it happened. It was wrong. It's gone. We can't just keep, punishing us for, not 50-50 balls, everything going the opposition's way.
It wasn't our fault, was it, Nick? That decision that wasn't down to us. We didn't make the referee of VAR give us that goal. It's VAR.
No,
the referees that made the mistakes.
But I think for me, the issue is, and we've all probably said it. VAR is how we can see it. I mean, when they scored that goal, I was sat there watching it with about 4 people, and I went, "That's not offside."
Yeah,
how we can see these decisions,
and they can't.
And you're sat there and you're going, why is it taking them so long? I mean, that doesn't help. But look, I think I'm excited. I hold a bit of judgment because I think I know how this is going to end. I just want us to, back. I want Ange to be backed. I want us to, we've got a favourable run of fixtures. Again, history tells us that Spurs like to cock up games that we should win, right? So
yeah. So what do you give him at 10?
Unfortunately, we'll always be Spursy. We'll never not be Spursy. So we just as long as my phone's not going off and I'm getting abuse from everyone like I have done the last 4 weeks, and I'm absolutely fine. So,
what do you give him out of 10 so far, Nick?
I'd say probably 7.5, maybe.
That's decent.
Okay. Have you got people in the background?
No.
If someone comes in the background, let me know. I'll go off.
I've
got to pop off early anyway because I've only popped on for a few minutes. I wanted to say congratulations and Merry Christmas to everyone, to you, Nick, and everyone. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas, everyone here and in the chat as well. So I just want to ask Nick one question. Nick, before Leo comes in, Nick, do you think if we took our chances against Villa and the games where we didn't take our chances, do you think that would have changed things a bit for you? Because it was about Villa. We could have been 4-0 up against Villa if we took our chances. And Chelsea, if we took, do you know what I mean?
Does it change it for me? I mean, I think the only thing it would have changed, is it may have papered over the cracks a little bit that we haven't been clinical enough. So if, for example, because we all saw what Villa did to Arsenal, we all saw what Villa did to Man City, right? And I just think that if we had gone and beat Villa, we had gone and scored in the games that if we'd taken our chances, maybe it would have. I mean, look, we should have beaten Villa. Ange got it wrong against Wolves. I think we can all agree on that. He got it wrong with the way that we were trying to play there. I mean, it's just a shame, right? Because we could have been in second place above Arsenal going into this weekend's game, winning those 2 games that we should have. I can't remember who the other one was, Villa and someone else.
West Ham,
that's it, yeah. So, I mean, and that was horrendous, right? So I think that would have papered over the cracks, and I think it would have gone, right, what do we need to do? I think we always need, it's not like a leveler, But we just need to just say, because you know what would have happened if we were second place going into Christmas, then the chances of Ange, I mean, the chances in January are hard anyway, right? But the chances of Ange getting maybe the one player or the potentially two players that he gets would have been a lot harder with us being in second place, because the narrative would have been Madison's coming back, Bentancur's coming back, Van der Ven's coming back. We don't need to sign anyone. We've only got a couple of FA Cup games potentially, and a couple of league games. So I think actually by not taking those chances for whatever reason, I think that we you know it kind of is a leveler. That being said, I don't want to see Kulu on the right wing anymore. I'd want to see him in the 10.
Exactly.
And Sonny was just electric. And I know Cubed and Will Stewart, I know we'll have a bit of banter and I'll say Sonny didn't show up. He absolutely showed up for that game. And I think if we get that version of Sonny, then it doesn't matter. I mean, we saw Richarlison score 2 goals, right? So, like Kate said yesterday, I think Jim was saying it, any of us could have scored those goals, right? We could have scored a hat-trick. But if Sonny's on that form, Kulu in the 10, it's exciting. We got to be excited, but I just worry that if I get overexcited, then it'll come back to
You don't want to
bite
be
me.
premature, Nick. That's what you're saying. You don't want to be premature.
I don't. Yeah. Something like that.
Well, premature's never a good thing.
No, it isn't. Leo, lovely to see you as always. I loved your 12 days of Christmas this morning with me.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
What do you make of Ange's season so far? What do you rate it out of 10?
Well, his season so far. Well, first of all, big up to you guys, my homies. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's good. I've been enjoying listening to you guys. Barry, haven't seen you in a minute, brother. I hope you're good. Dermot, hope you're good. Jimbo, nice to see you. I believe AJ, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, AJ.
Yes, my friend.
Big up, and Kate, how are you doing?
All good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Yeah. So look, Ange Postecoglou so far has been a revelation. I was surprised to hear that comment just a little bit earlier ago, how he feels we're a year ahead of schedule or something like that. Well, he feels we're ahead of schedule, and it looks like we are. We're playing really good football. I agree with the point of in every game we have had our time where we were really dominating and looked a very, very dangerous team. I think the work that he's done with some of our dross is amazing. I gave up hope on some of these players that are actually contributing this year. I gave up hope on them the year before last and last year. And so the fact that he's able to get a tune out of, I mean, look, even that one performance from Eric Dyer was enough for me to say, whatever, like, I backed off of Eric Dyer a bit, right? And I mean, he did good. And I'm sure Postecoglou's training and philosophy, and the way he believed, I guess, it was his only option. But the way he believed in Dyer, shows a lot about how he is. His interviews show a lot about the way he is, the way he conducts himself after a win or a loss shows a lot about how he is, and I'm loving it. Every piece of soundbite that I can see or hear from YouTube that the Spurs put out or anything like that, I jump all over it because I enjoy listening to this guy, and I'm pretty sure his players do too. He's contagious, and it's rubbing off on everybody. It has to. I would give him probably an 8. Always room for improvement. I want to see what he could do with players that he wants, players that are his players for his system, and I think once we do get some players like that, I mean, if Levy actually does it for him, then damn, I think the sky's the limit, honestly. And I'm so glad we're way ahead of schedule. Oh, I'm so glad we're ahead of schedule, whether that's a little bit or a lot. It's very exciting to see. It beats the football we've been playing these last couple of years, and it's worth waking up at 5 a.m. to watch.
So, did you give him a rating out of 10? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think I said.
You said 8, Leo. You said 8.
An 8. Yeah, an 8. Yeah, there's always room for improvement, Kate. But an 8 is great, Kate.
8 is great, Kate. See, look at that rhyme. That's amazing. Well done, Leo.
It's
Jim,
almost like it was like fate.
Yeah, it's fate. It's an 8, and it's great, Kate. Yeah, look. Big of me, I'll come to you in a sec. I'm just going to give Jim the opportunity to answer this question of what you make of Ange so far and what you rate him out of 10.
Well, I just love him. Honestly, I love him. I can't get enough of him. I just watch
Are you
his
talking
videos.
about Ange, Jim, or are you talking about Kate? I'm getting confused here.
I watch his, I watch his videos on the telly over and over and listen. And I watched one this morning on Sonny was being interviewed by an Australian guy, and he said that he has not ever been spoken to by a manager and made to feel so good and want to run on that pitch and play for him than he has Ange. And he said, and the thing is, he said he doesn't get really close to us. He said he does ask us about our families, and but he doesn't sit down and have one-to-ones. He said when he does a speech, it's with everybody there, and he said, and it just makes us all. He said he gives his speech, he walks out, and he said, and then we're all looking at each other like, oh my God, let's go and win for this man. I just can't get enough of him. I love him. I just hope he's here for many, many years. And I am 1,000,000% convinced that he will win us trophies. And I'll tell you something now, if he don't win us trophies, we are effed. That's what I think. I honestly believe that. If he doesn't win us trophies, I don't care who comes in, they ain't going to win us trophies. This is the man for me that's going to win us trophies.
If he's backed.
If he will be back, Kate, he will be backed. I mean, I know of the past with Levy, but he has got to back this manager. He's got to look. Levy's got to be a complete and utter moron if he's not watching this team play football and thinking this man can take us places if we look after him and give him what he wants. It's got to be. If he doesn't back him, that means Levy doesn't want to win nothing.
Do you guys remember what? Jimbo, sorry to cut you off, brother, but do you remember the game? I forget the opponent, but it was after we got thumped, and they kind of just panned into the stands on the TV, and it was Levy sitting next to his wife, right? And his wife kind of just patted him on his thigh and was like I'm, it's gonna be okay. Basically, is like what I got from that, right? And it was such a surreal moment to see, such a powerful man, if you will, Daniel Levy, kind of reduced to nothing. And I would hope that like a moment like that for a person is a ground defying moment where you kind of like you either want to put up or shut up, right, Jimbo? Like it's either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. And I think that like a man's reached his rock bottom, and once you get there, there's only one place to go from there, and is up. And I would love to believe that that Ange is definitely the catalyst for that, and that Levy has to buy in to the whole philosophy just as much as the players need to do, and that will make our club one of the best clubs around, if not the best.
I think, Leo. I think that he's in a position now, right? He's had a lot of backlash from the fans, from the Daigle crew, what they've done, and there's another lot in there. I don't know what they're called, right? That have give him crap. I think that there's the backlash from this. If he doesn't back Ange, then I don't think there'll be any coming back from. I don't, because he's got himself a man now that the fans love. The place is rocking. I've seen you, Nick, on the stands in videos, dancing around, right? And the place is wild. I've never watched a video of Spurs, even when we're losing, they're still going wild. Screaming for him and the players. This is it. This is his Levy's chance now to say, I love this club and I'm going to back this man and we're going to win stuff. And if he doesn't, then I don't know what we're going to do.
I think Andrew's definitely going to get backed this time by Levy, because
I believe
it's different to Conte and Mourinho, because they want to go in and spend the 60, 70, 80 million pounds on the world-class established players, whereas throughout his career, Postecoglou has identified the gems, the players that aren't necessarily household names but fit his style, that are fit for purpose, and that is music to Levy's ears. He likes that. If he can get a player that 20 million, 25 million, that's going to go on to become a 50, 60, 70 million pound player, That's what he likes. He's a businessman. He's not a football man. He's a businessman.
Did you know that Grassi? Is that his name?
Yeah.
You know, it's for 20 million you can get him for. He can be bought for.
Mm. Well, we'll see. So what do you give him out of 10, Jimbo? Are you going to
Well, I
say
want to
10?
give him 50 out of 10, but I'm going to be sensible, right? I'm going to be
That's my
sensible.
homie,
I'm not going to
Jimbo.
I'm going to put my sensible head on, and I'm
Have
going to
you got
say
one?
I have, yeah. I'm going to give him an 8, and I don't think he's done a lot wrong. I think that the circumstances he's been put in with some of our stupid players getting red cards and the unlucky with the injuries, I think one or two of his subs have been a bit, I'm not sure.
Suspect.
Yeah. But you've got to remember he hasn't been here long, and he's still learning as well as the players each other. So I'm going to be sensible and give him an 8. But I couldn't go any lower than that.
Yeah. Mia?
Is Bobby hearing this, right? He comes in and slates me for 7.5, and Leo gives him an 8. Jim gives him an 8. And I'm getting slated half a mark down, Bobby K.
Big up, me. I hope you're feeling all right. I know you've got a bit of a cold. Welcome, as always. What do you make of what these men have been saying and what of Ange Postecoglou in his season so far?
Yeah, I would say that so far, so good. I think that he is that missing jigsaw piece. I think that we felt that maybe Poch was that, but for some reason I feel differently with Ange. Ange feels like he really does fit this club. Everything the club's about, how we want to play football, the way that he is, I just think he just fits it perfectly. He's almost like, his personality is a bit of reincarnate of Harry Redknapp, because he's very much a put an arm around the guys, you know. Though he's quite strict, he also has got that side to him that everybody just likes him. Like, he's just a very likable guy. He comes across really well. He speaks very well. Every time he says stuff, I just want to cuddle him. I'm like, I just love everything he says, like everything. He just is so perfect with what he says as well. And I feel like he's maybe made a couple of little things that I think I'm not like with the obviously the game when we win the cup. That was a bit of a bummer, and I didn't agree with that many changes, but it is what it is. He did that, and maybe he's learnt from it. I don't know, but I do think that he has so far done brilliantly, and I do think that he fits well with what Levy wants, because Levy doesn't like someone who likes to buy expensive players. Although we do spend money, because it's a misconception that we don't. We do spend money, but we've just been spending it incorrectly. But when you look at some of the players that have come in that have come good, how much did we pay for Destiny? We didn't pay much. How much did we pay for Saar? We didn't pay much. How much did we pay for Basuma? We didn't pay much. And even Benny was really cheap considering how good he was, how good he is, sorry. He's a brilliant player. We didn't pay a lot of money. So you can get those players. It isn't far-fetched to think we can get good players with not paying like loads and loads of money. So I think that that's what Postecoglou fits that perfectly, and why I think Levy will give him money, because I think he knows that he won't have to be paying for big players. I think he knows that he will get players and not be paying out big bucks. But we do spend money, like I say. It's just that we don't spend correctly.
So what do you give him out of 10 so far, Mia?
I'd give him an 8. I think that, of course, you can't give a 10 just yet. I think that 10 is too soon. But if he wins us a trophy, as soon as he gets that trophy in that door, I'll be like 10 out of 10, mate. 10 out of 10. Yeah. So, yeah, 8 so far for me.
Yeah, I'd have to say an 8. I think the Fulham game was a bit of a kick in the teeth for me. I still can't get my head around that. I know what I'm not holding it against him, but I've got to give him a point off for that. And also, I agree with Jim. I think some of his substitutions can be a little bit suspect at times, but he can only work with what he's got. So, yeah, I'm going for an 8 as well. I think that's a general consensus, really.
But you got to look at he's done some fantastic subs as well.
Yeah,
he's done some good ones.
Yeah. You're shocked. Yeah, Bobby K is shocked and disgusted at Leo and Jim for not being overly optimistic and giving him a 13 out of 10.
I could have given him a 50, but I didn't want to mug myself off.
Yeah.
The other thing was, I tell you, where is it? This one. Obviously, December, We're in it now. We've got Forest on tomorrow. Tomorrow. Forest away, Everton at home, Brighton away, Bournemouth at home. How many points do you expect Spurs to get this December? AJ, I'll start with you.
Oh, to be fair, they're all winnable games. We should be winning. If we want to challenge for the Champions League places, we should be winning those matches. I would be happy with, what's that, 4 games?
Yeah.
I'd be happy with at least, the very least, 2 wins and 2 draws. Nothing else.
So a minimum of 8.
Absolutely. I don't think we can afford to lose this side of Christmas. Like, we've already lost, what is it 4 in the league now? 4 we've lost?
Yeah.
We can't afford to lose another one, because we've already lost ground. To be fair, we haven't, if you look at the table, considering the bad run we've had, we haven't actually lost that much ground on the Cities, on the Arsenals, on the Liverpools. Like, Chelsea are absolutely just, they don't matter. And they will continue to falter. And United are just a joke. Like, Newcastle, I think, will finish ahead of them. Villa will fall away. But yeah, I don't think we just can't lose before Christmas, even going into February. I think I'd want to see, which is going to be difficult considering how many players we've got out. I would like to see us without a loss going into February. I think I'd be happy with that.
Before I move on to Leo, I will say something. I don't see Villa dropping off. I've got Villa to finish above us in my top 4. I've got us finishing 5th and Villa finishing 4th. I think they look different gravy this year. And I think Emery is such a good, underrated manager in this country. So I will disagree there, but I hope you're right and I'm wrong, and they do drop off and it's 4th place, because it looks like it's not going to be 5th place this year with Newcastle going out the Champions League and Man United. I think that means it's not going to go to 5th, is it? Or is there a way it can go to 5th? I'm not sure.
It can, but it means that everyone's got to go pretty deep in the competitions.
Yeah,
I don't think we've actually got the most wins, but because West Ham won the Conference League or whatever they won, that means that we've got it skewed the average, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think, I'll be very surprised unless you see Brighton, West Ham, Liverpool, Villa, City, I don't want to say the other team, go deep in the competitions. And I don't think 5th is going to get Champions League. But you never know.
You never know. Leo, what do you make of our next 4 games? What are you expecting us to get from those?
Well, just to caveat a little bit of what you guys were saying, it definitely could, Villa could definitely ride this out, or it could go the opposite way if other teams decide to focus on the European games. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye on, homies. Is who's definitely going to be sitting there fighting for the top spots once these European games start coming down to an end. See who's there. But I think Big Ange will have our team just focusing on our games one at a time ahead of ourselves, and not even focusing on a 5th or 4th place finish. I think, and that would help any team out. The more you just keep your head down and focus on your game that you have in front of you, the better off I think you probably would be. But out of these games that we have coming up, we are definitely favorable out of all of these games we have coming up. Brighton might be the one that gives us the hardest, and Bournemouth, I think, too. Bournemouth's pretty hot right now. But we can easily win 3 out of the next 4 games and definitely tie. So what does that make me? 10 points? 10 out of a possible 12? I think that would be good. I can definitely see these teams around us, Kate, dropping points, which they have. When we lost against West Ham would have been the perfect time to gain 3 points on a lot of our opponents, because a lot of them dropped points that week, right? And so we just have to focus on our own, Kate. And if we can do that, right, and if we can play our football, we can definitely get 12 points easily. We can easily do that. But I would be a selfishly happy man with 10.
Okay, that's cool. Before I move on to you, Nick, I'm going to ask everyone just quickly to satisfy Sam's curiosity, who you've got down to win the league this year. And I'll start with you, Mia.
I still think City are going to win it, to be honest with you, but I think Liverpool will be second.
Okay, Jimbo.
I think Liverpool. Don't like to say it, but I think
Well, I'd
they're
rather
just.
Liverpool than either of the other two.
Well, I just think that I think that
so-
they've sneaked up there very quietly. There's not been any big hoo-ahs around them,
Mhm.
and they just seem to be winning, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, I think Liverpool.
Who do you think, Nick? Who do you fancy to win it this year?
No, I think, look, City, yeah, okay, they're in a run, bad run, what have you. Kevin De Bruyne is due to come back, I think, at the start of the year. So that, I think, is gonna prove a massive difference. I think they've, you know, that and you know what City tend to do from January, they just go on a run where they don't lose games, right? And we haven't really seen City batter anyone. I mean, look, I think Liverpool will be up there. I just think that their defense is just horrendous. And if the front line isn't purring, then it's a kind of a bit like how we were a few years ago when it didn't matter how many we conceded because we knew we were going to score 3, 4, 5, 6
Yeah.
and go and do it. And I think that's how Liverpool are. But and I think they need to really answer the question around what they're doing with Trent. If Trent goes into midfield and Gomez plays like he did the other night, then I think Liverpool will be fine. But if we get the Gomez they get the Gomez that has been there and they don't have that solution, then there's not going to be. I think it's going to be between City and Liverpool. But I think if with De Bruyne coming back, I think it's just going to be they're just going to edge it. And we know how City are, and we know how they go on a run after Christmas. But you never know. As long as it's not, well, it's definitely not going to be Arsenal. So there you go. As long as it's not them, it's fine. So
Leo, who do you think is going to win it this year?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Liverpool, but that damn you got me going with City there, Barry. So I'm gonna go with City because what he said got me pumped up. So yeah, City's gonna definitely. I think they'll run away with it. While you guys were talking, I kind of started thinking if Liverpool get one injury to their back line, they're probably done for a good for the amount of games that they're out. So yeah, I think City overall have the team to beat and to play in all their competitions and still produce a good game. So I'm going to go with City. But Kate, I just want to say I got to roll out. I got to finish getting ready for work. It's like a little after 6 a.m. here, but I know that you do the member shows, and I love to come on here and just say what's up to all the homies that I don't get to see during the day.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Leo, to have you on. But yeah, I know you have to go work. It's mad to think that we're sitting here and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and it's 6 o'clock in the morning now. I can't believe
Yeah,
I can't get my head around
yeah,
that. I can't cope with time zones at all. But thank you
Yes,
for coming
Leo.
on as always. You'll know you're always welcome.
of course.
Big
And
up, Leo.
have a good day.
I will too, you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.
And say hello to your boss.
See you,
for us.
Leo.
I will for sure.
See you
Later,
later,
guys.
Leo. AJ, who have you got for winning the league this year?
Well, I think Arsenal in spectacular. Arsenal style will fall away. I think the players are good enough. I don't think the manager is, so he will undoubtedly lead them to bottle it yet again. City, I think, will. You know what they end up doing? They falter. They have a little bit of a shit run of games, and then they just kick it up into 12th gear and just absolutely demolish everybody in front of them. Liverpool will run them close. I feel. I think it will be very close, but I've got City to win it. Liverpool just finishing second, but I'm sure if that happens, there'll be a replay or a petition or a lot of crying Scousers. So
Yeah, I get that.
City to win.
I'm not going to lie, I really fancied Arsenal to win the league this year. But after watching them bottle it the other day, I'm wondering if they've still got that Spursy gene or RC gene, whatever you want to call it. I think Liverpool will win it. And I actually don't think City will finish second. I think it will be Liverpool, Arsenal, City. I know
Ooh.
everyone's going to say we all know what they do, and we do all know what they do, but to me, they just don't look the same. Now, whether when De Bruyne comes back, it's all going to change and I'm going to look like an idiot and have mud on my face, which won't be the first time. But I just see Liverpool winning it, Arsenal a very close second, and Liverpool a very close third. Man City a very close third. But we'll see. You never know. I hope Villa win it. That's what I'd like to happen. I'd love to see Villa win the league. But we'll see what happens. I can't even remember who I got to about the December game.
Can I just ask Nick? Nick, if City win the Champions League, does that bring us to 5th?
Nick put it in the private chat. It's big. It's
I
big.
didn't see it.
Nick, you're muted. That's
I
about
put
the
it-
most sensitive stroke.
I know. I see. It's been so long. So basically, the coefficient is calculated by by working out an average score, dividing the number of points obtained by the total number of clubs representing an association in that season's club competitions. The resulting figure is then tallied with the results of the previous 4 seasons to calculate the coefficient. So I think that obviously, bearing in mind City won the Champions League, so if you want to go in a similar, they've got to kind of go pretty much all the way. And then obviously West Ham won the Conference League, so you're going to need someone there to go all the way. So yeah, look,
Unlikely.
who knows? It changed. The thing is, it changes game week by game week, and obviously, like in the Champions League, for example, there's 4 Spanish teams. So if, for example, the 4 Spanish teams all get knocked out, and I think Spain are top at the moment, or Germany are top at the moment, then it's going to obviously have a massive impact on it. So until it's done, you're not going to really know who's gonna get that far, because it's points for getting for a win, points for getting through to a certain stage, points for winning it. It's like winning the lottery, I think. So
Sam says Newcastle and Man United have messed up the coefficient so badly it's needed for Liverpool to win the Europa or Brighton Villa to win the conference.
Right.
And Mark says Italy will get it because Man United and Newcastle went out the Champions League. So I think the basic thing is nobody really has got a bloody clue.
Yeah.
So we'll have to just see. Obviously, Nick, there's 4 games in December. They look quite favourable. But what do you see us getting from those 4 games?
So look, like I said earlier, the games are favourable, which means Spurs will be Spurs. Look, Forest away, never easy. Obviously, Chris Wilder's back, and Forest, they stay up based on their home form in the Premier League, right? So I think that is probably going to be our toughest game out of the 4. Everton, we know they're on a crazy run, but look, we should be too good for Everton at home. Brighton away, we normally go there and do well. I think every time we've gone there, we've either won or we've got a draw, so we're unbeaten there. But I just think that Brighton have just gone under the radar, and obviously Bournemouth have won 4 out of 5. So look, sorry, Chris Wilder, not Chris Wilder, Chris whatever his name is. I don't know. I'm ill. Bear with me. No, it's not 0 points from 18. I think it'll be 8. I think it'll be 2 wins, 2 draws, and I think it could be. I think that's a minimum. I think that's a minimum that we need to get. But look, if we get winning at Forest on Friday would be massive, right? Because it gets the momentum going into it. And then Everton at home before Christmas. If we got 2 wins out of 2, then yeah, we'd all be sitting there going, right, we're gonna go to Brighton, we're gonna go to there. So look, I think 8 is an absolute minimum. Obviously, I want more, and but I think maximum will be is 10, but minimum needs to be 8.
Jim Bob, what do you think? I know what you're going to say. Go on.
We beat Forest, we beat Everton, we beat Brighton, and we beat Bournemouth. Simple as that.
So you're saying 12 from 12?
We're Forest away. If we lose that, I'll be gutted because we're much better than them. Right? Who's the next one?
Jim, we are. But Forest are good at home, right?
Yeah, I know, but we're better, right?
I know we're better. I know we're better, Jim. But that doesn't always mean that we will be better. We were better against Chelsea and we lost.
Yeah, but I think we'll beat Forest. Everton at home, not worried at all. Brighton are so up and down. They're like an escalator, aren't they, at the minute? So we'll beat them. And I'm not worried about Bournemouth one bit. So for me, maximum points.
Okay, that's a surprise. Mia, what do you make of the 4 games we've got coming up?
I think 8 points as well. I think that we can beat Forest. I think we can beat Everton. And I think maybe maybe actually not. Maybe a draw with Everton, draw with Brighton, and Bournemouth. I think we can beat. I think that's the one that we'll get the 6th and 7th, 8 points. The 2 draws for Brighton and Everton. I think they're going to be tough games, but I think we can get 8 points minimum, definitely.
Apparently, Forest have only one win in 12 at home.
Yeah, they drew a lot of games. I think they've drew a few games at home. I think that's where people maybe say they're not bad at home, but yeah, they're not prolific at home, not by any means.
For me, I'm going 10. I think the only game we'll drop points is actually Everton.
My gosh, she's more positive than me. What the hell?
I know.
I'm sitting down, Kate.
I'm going 3. We'll beat Forest. I think we'll draw with Everton because they're just us against the world at the minute. I think we'll beat Brighton and I think we'll narrowly beat Bournemouth. So don't ever say that I'm not positive sometimes, but I do. I think we should get 10 points out of that. If we get 8, I won't be like crying. Anything less than 8 and I'll be a little bit peed off. I'm not going to lie.
That's some Jim's optimism rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
It must be.
Also, Forest, like you said, they haven't won. They've only won 1 in 12, but that one result was Villa. So let's just. That's all I'm saying. We saw last season that their home form kept them up. I think he'll do the same again. As long as Richarlison doesn't try his nonsense keepy uppies that he did last time, then we'll be all right.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Forrest, does anyone on the panel, I mean, do any of you see him making any changes or personnel or position-wise or keeping it the same?
Well, Gio's injured apparently.
He didn't start,
Lo
did he?
Celso's picked up a knock, so that means Oliver Skip will come on.
Yeah, but Gio didn't start, did he?
No, but I think it's just the wrong time, really, isn't it? Because our bench is not. I think he's going to start the same 11 that started against Newcastle.
Yeah, he's got to.
And then we haven't. I mean, look, what we need to do is we need to just go and get the win, 2-3-0 up at half time, and then take the players off and put Højbjerg and Skip on to just make a fool out of themselves. But yeah, I think we haven't got anyone really coming off the bench that can change it. We just need to. That's why I think it could be a draw because we haven't got a lot coming off the bench and it's a Friday night. It's cold. How many? We were talking. I don't know who I was talking with. Like Brian Hill and Lo Celso, are they fair weather players that don't like? Everyone talks about a cold night in Stoke or what have you, but it's going to be pretty miserable up in Nottingham on Friday night. So I just think we just need to go and put in a performance like we did against Newcastle, and Jim will be dancing around the house. Just don't push him down the stairs, Kate.
AJ, what do you think of? Do you think he'll keep it the same against Forest?
He should do. There's no reason. You don't fix what isn't broken. And let's be honest, Kulu, since he's been playing in the 10, has been excellent. And I wouldn't see Lo Celso getting in ahead of him, even if Lo Celso hadn't had a knock. It might give Donnelly a chance. It might give him a chance on the bench to come off the bench and actually, if we're cruising, if we're in control of the game, and like we did at Newcastle, we're actually taking our chances and putting them away, and we've got the game comfortably under our control. I don't see any reason as to why he wouldn't take Kulu off maybe 60 minutes in, 65 minutes in, and let Donnelly have a run out. I don't want to see Skip on the pitch. Even more so, I don't want to see Højbjerg on that pitch. That guy he's got the body of a Viking, but the legs of a baby giraffe. He's absolutely calamitous. You can always trust Højbjerg to fuck up something, always. So anybody but Højbjerg. I mean, my nan would probably give it a go if she was still alive, but I don't think even she'd mess it up.
You're lucky Queen Ellie's not in the chat. She'd be coming for you.
Oh, I know she loves him, and I don't quite understand it, bless her. But that's that's we all I think we all have that one player that maybe isn't at the level, but we all love. I mean,
Emerson
I have to
Royale.
say,
Sorry,
yeah,
that's
I love.
loud.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I love Royale. I think Royale is amazing, and he's a better player than people give him credit for.
Oh, stop.
Oh
The
no.
Much better than people
Exactly,
get.
exactly. I'm not having this.
Defense.
I'm not having this Agendason Royale. I'm not having this Agendason Royale. He is the goat. Emma goat.
Defensively, he's not too bad when he plays on the correct side, not in the middle. But when it comes to coming forward, he's nowhere near good enough. That's just the facts, man.
Yeah, but I have
Oh no,
to
no, I agree.
I agree. I agree with you, Mia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and say he's prime Ronaldo or CR7 or Messi on the right hand side, but no, I think, you know, like you were doing yesterday, where you keep, sell, loan, or whatever the three options were. You know, he's just that type of player that loves it, and he's a great person to have in the dressing room, and that's it. I mean, look, he hasn't had a
That's a
chance.
good reason to keep him. He's
Do you
a
know
Yeah.
the one thing I've got to admire him for, right? He took on the criticism and strove to make himself better. Not everybody can do
100%.
that as a person. Like, it takes a really strong person to listen to that criticism, which can be very harsh from fans, as we all know what we say about players. So for him to take that on board and actually pay his own money to make himself better shows what kind of person he is. So I will
100%, 100%, Mia. And since that happened, or once go on, Jim.
No, go on.
All right then. You sir, go on, sir. Okay. Yeah, no. Since all of that, since he came and he was absolutely dog shit, and everyone was on his back. Since he improved, since he went on and just knuckled down and started putting in the effort, he hasn't been terrible. He is reliable. He isn't. I don't think he's. He is good cover. He is good cover for Porro until we can get a player in that will rival Porro. Like, that's what I think. I don't think you. What's the point? Emerson does a good job. Keep him in the team. He's a positive influence. Keep him in the team until we can buy a player that can rival Porro, because that will only push Porro on to be even better. Then you can start looking at getting rid of Emerson. But I think for now, he's definitely a player you need to keep.
What was you going to say, Jimbo, before
I
I
was
go
gonna
into
say,
meltdown?
to me, I mean, I like Richie. I know everybody don't like him, but I love a player, right, that wears his heart on his sleeve and gives all for the team, and that's what Emerson does. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not shit, Kate. He's better than what people give him credit for, but he gives all on the pitch, and you want players like that on the pitch. And as a defender, I like him. I would. Well, you saw yesterday. I said keep him, and I'd keep Richie and all, both of them. And I know everybody hates Richie, but I don't.
How did we even get onto Emerson Royale? Oh, we were talking about the lineup.
It always comes back to Emerson Royale, Kate. You need to remember this. If he's trying to throw heat on me because of my love for him, it gets turned around to a positive.
The thing is, if you've got a bench like we got, right, and you need say one of the defenders gets injured, right, and you bring him on, right, he's head and shoulders above anyone else we got on the bench.
Who?
The Emerson Royale to defend at the minute. Tell me who rivals Emerson Royale to defend on the bench.
Oh, me, but I didn't make the bench.
That's what I'm saying. And he's going to give you 1,000,000% on out there.
Yeah, but he's just not very good.
All I'm going to say, Kate, is did Haaland score against him at the Etihad?
That's a good metric.
Well, I think he's done well when he's coming this season.
He confused Haaland so much, he gave him an open goal, and Haaland was like, I don't even know what to do here. Emerson's just blindsided me, and I'm going to miss.
Mia, what do you make of Royale? Please tell me which side of the fence you're on.
So, like I said, I don't rate him like obviously a Porro who can go forward and defend, but defensively, I don't think he's awful defensively, but we need a player that can do both. And I think that's where he's lacking, because when he's on the pitch, he doesn't offer us anything going forward. So we need a player to come in who's going to do what Porro does, who can do both, because I think that's the kind of player that Ange wants. And I don't know for now if we're going to get anybody like that. So would I get rid of him? That if we had a problem with Porro, I'd rather have Royal there because at least we know defensively he's a bit more sound than just to chuck anyone else there. Like, who else would you put there? So I kind of see where people are coming from with the whole keeping him because of that reason purely. Because obviously, if you've got no one else, what we're going to do? I think that we're not going to get anybody for now until the summer, perhaps. And even in the summer, I don't think that even if you've got someone else in, having him as a backup, I wouldn't be crazily mad about that. And I think he's like the person he is. I think he would accept that. Not every player accepts just sitting on the bench. He's happy. He's a good lad to have around people. So yeah, I kind of see.
When I see
I
a team
think- I
lineup
think-
and I see him in it, I never think, oh shit, ever.
I do.
Okay,
More than if it was Dyer.
Agendason Royale.
More than if it was a Dyer, though, Kate.
No, I did say the other day on my show, I thought he did a good job when he against City, and he is much better, and I'm much more confident when he's in the team other than Dyer. But they're both absolute crap because neither of them would walk into any top 10 team in the Premier League, and that says to me they're not good enough. That's how I look at it.
I think what Mia's saying is right in the fact that there is bigger issues, or not issues, but there are a striker, a left winger, another attacking midfielder, a creative midfielder, whatever you want to call it. That's more a priority because we know that we know that he can cover a left back, right centre back. Yeah. So from being versatile, I guess that helps. We don't want him to be there. I mean, I want him to be there, but we don't want him to be there because we want to have better, which is what we should always want. We should always want it to be better. I just think we just if he goes, it'll be like I'll be devastated. I'll be devastated.
It's actually unhealthy how much you adore him, Nick. I'm not going to lie. I think you need therapy.
Yeah, I don't need therapy. Get on board the Emerson. Look, there's a song about my love for Emerson Royale. Don't you worry about that. There's actually a song about it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I'm
a bit like with Richie. I want to see Richie come on the pitch and do well every single time.
Yeah, I want to see him do well, but he just can't do it.
But I will say, right, to Julia, I think people misunderstand when we say things like this. It's not because we want to particularly keep him and have him in the team and we want him to start. But when it comes to the priority of what we need, I don't think that is right now the priority for us to deal with. And we've got loads of other Met players that need to go before an Emerson Royale goes. And it's all about who you want to sell and get in. So for now, I do believe that that position is okay for now. I think that he's going to obviously want to sort out other stuff first, like the midfield, because we've got a lot of midfielders and we need to sort out what the heck we're doing with like a Skip, a Højbjerg and a Celso, probably more so, and a winger, because our wingers over on the left side, we've tried different ones and we've had to go back to Sonny because nobody's really working. So, and somebody to help out with the goals. So we'll probably get someone who's more able to go all three positions because that's better because he wants more utility players, if you like. And Emerson Royale is that utility player, and that's why I think he'll be kept for now.
And also, Emerson Royale gets into Fulham, West Ham's, and Man United's team, so that statement about the top 10 is incorrect.
Hey, can I just say to Kate, right?
Kate. He still doesn't get into their team.
How does he? What, over Wan-Bissaka, over Ben Cresswell, over whoever's Fulham's like that? Come on, he gets in above them. He gets in above them.
I would have any of those players you just said above Emerson Royale.
Oh my word!
He looks like a rabbit in headlights when he gets the ball. It's like panic. What do I do? What do I do? He's just useless. Useless. Go on, Jim. Go on. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, but I don't like the way you say about footballers being crap, right? Eric Dyer's crap. Emerson Royale's not crap. He's not crap. He's not the best footballer in the Premiership, but he's not crap, Kate. And he's done a good job for us at times. When he's had to fill in, right, because of all our injuries, he's done a good job. And I don't care what anybody says.
Well, I've obviously got higher standards than you, Jimbo.
Well, Dyer was on the pitch. We lost games, right? We lost games. They take Dyer out.
Well, I don't hate him.
And we haven't lost, have we?
I don't know what to say. I live in. I think I'm in a parallel
Yeah, but
universe.
I think you're hard. I think you're too harsh. I think you're harsh. You're really harsh on some players.
Well, that's because I've got high standards.
Emerson Royale scored double the amount of goals that Wan-Bissaka has scored.
I don't think this because you've got higher standards than us, Kate. I think we just see things differently. I think that you've got to, like for me, you look at the bigger perspective of things. I'm looking at the bigger picture where you're narrowing it down to they're good or they're bad, and it's black and white for you. That's all that is.
I'll tell you one thing, Mia. I'm not going upstairs today.
Definitely not, Jimbo. Stay downstairs, mate. # save Jim.
Big up to my sister and hope you're well. She's coming to say hello. 4 hours on FaceTime last night. So yeah, big up, Jen.
Big up to Jen. You need to come sort your sister out because poor Jimbo needs to come and say # save Jim.
Let me tell you, after sitting on the conversation with me and Jim last night, she must be thinking, how does she put up with his crap? Because he did half waffle on about a lot of nonsense, including Emerson Royal.
You're the waffler.
You've got more waffles than box office, you have.
No. Hey, no one has more waffles than Mr. Box Office.
He's got his own company. He's got his own company. He's got his own company.
That comment.
Box Office.
Jim, that one comment from Kate, I think that's grounds for divorce, my friend.
I agree.
I think that is, when it's gone too far. Like, Kate, you've taken it like just too far, my dear.
To be fair, AJ, Jim's already been divorced twice, so he gets the third one free. So yeah,
maybe.
Look, Jim's an amazing story to my sister last night. Oh, my cat jumped up on the side and nearly knocked me
bloody hell.
Oh, that's interesting. Move on. I want to get everyone's score predictions for the Forest game. I shall go with Mia first. Are you not going to tell me, I suppose?
No, I'll tell you. I held out. All right, I feel really bad. I think we're going to win 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Jimbo, what do you fancy?
4-0.
Bloody hell. Nick, what's your prediction?
2-1 Spurs.
Okay. AJ?
Same as me, a 3-1.
Okay, so we're all predicting a win. I'm going 2-1. That's what I've put down. I do think Johnson might score against his old team.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's going to be bang up for it. Let's be fair. What's this? Jim's story will be my dog stepped on a bee.
Amber Heard, my dog stepped on a bee. That's what she said, didn't she, in the court?
Oh, did she? I don't know. I didn't watch it. Or I did bits. Nick, what have you got some time off over Christmas? Obviously, you've been working like a madman.
I will have. Well, whenever I finished Christmas Day morning, last year it was 8:30 in the morning, and I just spent the whole day sleeping, waking up to eat and waking up to have something to drink. So yeah, that'll probably be the same pattern, and then I'm off Boxing Day, and then back to work on the 27th. So yeah, no rest for the wicked.
Oh, that's crap, isn't it? Bloody hell.
I've got New Year's Day off. I mean, that's about it. 3 days that we closed, but yeah, it is crap. So we'll just have to, I don't know, Boxing Day, and then I mean, I'll be working from home, but it won't be as crazy. It's still crap. Yeah, I agree.
Do you do anything special? Do you have people round or?
So this year we haven't got the kids, but we're going to Laura's parents. So I'm going to meet them there, and then we're going to stay the night there, and then we've got the kids on Boxing Day. So we'll have to. I mean, we won't be. I think I'm hoping that we're just going to stay at her mum's, and then we'll just do Boxing Day food around there because I can't be bothered. I won't be bothered to cook on Boxing Day as well. So that's what we're trying to. That's what I'll try and angle in this weekend when we sit.
So you're doing the presents Boxing Day.
Sorry, Jim.
You'll do the presents with the kids Boxing Day.
Yeah. Boxing Day. Yeah.
That's nice. They get 2 Christmases.
Yeah, exactly. They get 2 Christmases. They sit there and us from their parents, obviously I'm their parents as well, but from us, from their mum, from 2 sets of grandparents. So yeah, 3 sets of grandparents. So yeah, they actually do all right out of it, to be fair. So they just Yeah, but it's nice because you can then we get our Christmas, they get their Christmas. Then next year it'll be all mayhem because they'll all be here, and then it'll be absolute chaos.
Well, if you're bored, Nick, I can send my two to your house if you want to.
Oh well, I mean, it's five will be here, so 2 more. What's the difference? It's like what's the difference? There's no difference.
AJ, you got any plans over Christmas? Because I'm only asking. It's my last member show before Christmas, so I'm asking to be polite.
Yeah, just a little bit of travelling. Not anything interesting. So I live in Kent. My girlfriend lives in Portsmouth, so I'm going up there on the 22nd, coming back Christmas Eve, spending Christmas Day and Boxing Day with my son, the rest of my family, and then on the 27th I'm heading back back to Portsmouth until the new year.
Whereabouts in Kent do you live, AJ?
Now, we covered this before, the Medway Towns, the glorious Medway Towns.
Oh, that's it, because my cousin's in Shrewd.
Yeah, it's an absolute cesspit of a place, but there you go.
Fair enough.
It's like catchphrase, AJ. Say what you see.
Yeah, so you say.
Exactly that.
To be fair, we used to live in Bexley and that's a cesspit as well.
It's not great.
It used to be really nice, Kate, when we were kids. Yeah. When I was young, it was lovely in Bexley Heath.
Yeah, now it's a cesspit. But I won't bother asking you, Mia and Jim, because Jim, you live with me, so you know what you're doing for Christmas, whatever I tell you.
I might have been doing something. I might have been doing something you didn't know about.
Jim, you rebel Jim.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm spending it with you.
Jim, I thought you were going to say something rebellious then and be like, I'm doing this, Kate. I don't care.
No. Jim's doing what he's told, because if Jim doesn't, he's getting another broken arm.
I know, poor Jim.
That's exactly it. Whatever he is allowed to do is what he will be doing.
Well, we are going to visit Kate's sister.
But that's Christmas. 5th of Jan, I think we're going. So
which I'm really looking forward to.
Back to Bexley Heath.
The only problem is she's got a massive house, so there's about 10 flights of stairs, which I'm a bit worried about.
2 flights of stairs. There's 2 flights.
Just stay downstairs.
Live in a hotel or something.
She's got a massive house.
Her house is humongous.
I think our house would probably fit in her house about 5 times. But yeah, Jim, just be careful if you go upstairs. Mind you, don't slip on anything.
I would say only go upstairs when Kate's not in the house, Jim. That's the safe way to be. You know what I'm saying?
Or if you've got to go, run.
If you run, I'm not running. I don't run anywhere. So,
and when you come back down the stairs, just sit down and do what kids do. Just sit down and
then go down.
Yeah, so that way she can't push you.
She'll find a way, Mia. She'll find a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Nick, do you do any shows anymore? No, you're so busy with work. So I was going to ask.
Nothing to do. It was quite nice that I could come on, and I think it's the first time I've been on a show in about a month. I don't know, maybe longer.
Well, you're always welcome as long as you.
So we'll see what I'm debating setting up. I'm debating setting up a Emerson Royale appreciation channel. But
I'll sign up. First member.
So you never know. We might do that in the new year. It's a bit of fun.
Well, don't be a stranger. It's good to see you on. Thanks for coming on, AJ. Obviously, I don't think you've got a channel, but we see you everywhere.
Well, I do float about a bit. That's me, the floater. But
yeah. It's always good to see you.
Don't say you're a floater. That don't sound good.
Well, if the cat fits.
I'm back, I think, tomorrow. I don't think Ellie's doing the Premier League preview, but I think Jimbo's going to do it with me instead. We're going to do a quick show because I'm filming with Daigle tomorrow for the Advent calendar, so might as well do a show. Mia, when are you back? Are you on at 2:00 today?
No, I'm not back until tomorrow.
Isn't it Disney today?
Oh, for Disney. Oh, so non-football related. Yes, I'm back for my non-football stuff. Yes, I'll be doing my Disney with Ben and some guests. We've got some guests on today.
And then you're back when? We've obviously got our instant match reaction Friday night.
Yep, and then I'm going to be doing a preview tomorrow at 10 as well. So that will be all coming out. And also my 12 Days of Christmas, it was Leo today. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you do. And
That
the
was
previous
brilliant.
ones. Yeah, it was
That was
lovely.
fantastic.
Lovely with talking to Leo and having his backstory. I thought he was really brave to come out and say what he said.
Yeah.
So yeah, up to Leo. And then there's obviously more coming up for the next few days. Obviously, up until Christmas Eve, I've got them coming out every day.
Excellent. And Jimbo, me and you back tomorrow at 1. And starting next Monday, we've got our Legends messages. So 12:45, we'll be doing special shows. We've got 6 so far, unless any more come in, 6 messages from Spurs Legends. But on the Wednesday, it's a 7:00 joint stream with the coffee company because the legend that is in question is Mr. Paul Stewart. So that'll be a dual stream. So, and hopefully we might have a special guest on our Tuesday night show, but I'm not going to give anything away yet, Mia. We're waiting to see, but we know.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, you are spoiling us, Kate. You are spoiling us.
I know. But thank you, AJ, Nick, Jimbo, and Mia for coming on, and everyone who's been in the
pleasure.
chat. Big up to you all, and see you all tomorrow. But have a great day.
It's nice to see Nick on here.
Yeah, I know he's been hiding, even though he talks waffle about Royale.
How dare you?
Here we go. I speak the truth, unlike Mr. Box Office Waffler, Mr. Waffler.
Nick, people always try to censor people that speak the truth, mate. Do not let it deter you.
Do you know what? AJ, this will make you laugh just before we close, right? The moment Emerson Royale signed for us, going through a WhatsApp group, you know what it's like. If you say something, someone's going to try and find it and go, oh, you said that, you're a flip-flop, you're in the mud, blah, 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 right? There's not one message where I call out Emerson Royale. It is positive from the moment we signed him. And
good.
I will stay with that. And that is since, so I will not waver on that. I don't care what people say. I will defend him to the hill. He's my boy. And he's here till 2026 at the moment.
I forgot to quickly do this as well. I can't believe it. So there we go. On this day in 2014, did that say? Christian Eriksen scored a late winner against Swansea to get us within 4 points of the top 4.
And where did we finish?
Well, it was under Poch. I can't remember, but we didn't win it. I know I'm not on 1,000 subs yet. It was my target to get there by Christmas, but it ain't going to happen.
My ears are still ringing. That was unbelievably loud in my earphones.
Oh, sorry. It could have
I
been.
thought my head was going to explode.
Sorry, I could have sung. But if I can get to 1,000 by Valentine's Day, I will be very happy. So,
what are you on, Kate?
777, I think.
You'll get there.
Yeah, it's only been a few months, so it's fine. Creeping, like me. But thanks again, everyone, for coming on. Have a great day, and see you all soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on,
you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.